Welcome to Grey Pendant, the show where we, watch movies, music, TV shows, all that good stuff, and we come here and discuss and talk about it. Today we will be talking about the latest Marvel Cinematic Universe release, the Thunderbolts with an asterisk. And of course, to talk about it, we have to talk about it, so there will be spoilers. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Please, because it seems like nobody's watching it, but we'll talk about that later. And then come back and watch us discuss it, because of course, we have a unique grading system. Awesome, which is the top of the top, the cream of the crop, the best of the best. We got dope, which is very good, not perfect, not the bestest, but hey, it's a good show, good piece of entertainment. We got meh, which basically is all right, or watched it once, not trying to watch it no more. And then we got straight trash. I'm never watching it again. It was hot garbage. Get this out my face. Why did I spend money on this? However you feel about it. All right. And we give our individual reviews, and then we come back and talk as a community. So we're gonna do that right now.
The Suicide Squad Part 3. I mean, Thunderbolts asterisk. Oh, where do I go with this one? All right, boys and girls. Obviously, talk about it. We got to talk about it. There are spoilers in this. This movie, I was looking forward to it because even though I've been pretty much down on the MCU as of late, I enjoy Florence Pugh and I enjoy Bucky and I enjoy U.S. Agent. And I had hopes for Sentry back when he was Asian and then he was replaced, but that's fine. They gave him a comic accurate white boy. So I was excited to watch the movie. I was very good at avoiding trailers. That's what I'm all about, like not getting spoiled. Unfortunately, I know the comics, right? So I know Sentry, I know Bob is gonna be Sentry. I know Sentry's a bad motherfucker. I'm like, how are these clowns, the Suicide Squad, gonna beat, the Thunderbolts? How are they gonna beat Sentry? Probably with the power of love. But they can't do the power of love because they just did that with Red Hulk. That's just how the last movie ended. There's no way they're gonna do it again 3 months later. Boy, oh boy, was I wrong. It was okay. Movie's okay. It's better than the last like 15 Marvel movies, but that's not saying much. I want to give it. I want to give it. I do. I want to give it like a low dope, but I can't because it's just not. It's just nothing. It's just too fluffy. Like Florence Pugh's face card that never declines can't save it. Like nothing. It's a nothing burger. Nothing happens. John, I saw it in the theater with John. There was a part where spoilers. A little girl gets fucking nuked, and the whole theater gasped, and it was like, "Oh shit!" And then John was excited because he saw a dead child, just like me, very excited. But then, I was like, "Oh, but they're probably gonna take it back." And then they did. Like 5 minutes later, they took it all back, and like it was undone with the power of love. Inconsequential, nothing burger. They killed off what's her face Taskmaster for no reason, just like they did in the Suicide Squad. It's not making much money, like Paul said. And then they were like, you know what? This is all we got because the fucking Doomsday's coming. So these are the Avengers now. And then, yeah, that's well, we'll discuss that as a group, but this is not working. Anyway, I'm gonna give it a high meh. Unfortunately, I don't get the dope. It's a high meh. It's worth watching in theaters if you haven't watched it. It's just just expect it's just MCU. It's nothing. This Phase 5 goes out with a whimper. Back to you, Paul.
Oh, Thunderbolts / New Avengers / Dark Avengers / whoever the fuck else. We already in spoiler territory, so it is what it is. The movie had a lot of foreshadowing. Get it? Because there was a lot of shadow, the void, a lot of dark shit. It was a lot. See where I'm going with that. But even though it did have a lot of foreshadowing though, because the opening part, with Florence's character, talking about how her emptiness left her into a void, then the badass fight scene that she had fighting in the shadows, which kind of left you looking like, which is, like a foreshadow
of how Void left people looking like later on. Um, you know, the I don't know, man. I'm getting kind of sick of this whole the sun setting type shit, because it was like Black Widow with Hulk, and you know now you see this shit with her and Bob, which cool character, like I'm more familiar with Century from playing the Marvel Contest of Champions game. And I, did a little digging, and sort of his character's only been 25 years. It's only 25 years in comic history, but how they wrote him is to basically say he's been here the whole time. I just forgot about him this whole time, type shit. Um, Also, y'all can't see this, but John is now currently in the void. But but it's a good ass movie. It's a good ass movie. It's enjoyable. They all had like their Avengers team up, come together, kumbaya moment. I'm the asshole. Like I was probably going to be the only person who was dying laughing when that kid got blipped into the void. Like when she's like, as soon as Red Guardian spoke and said that to her, and then she just poof, I almost busted out laughing so dumb hard, bro. I don't care. I don't know what kind of bad memories a little ass would have had anyway, man. Like, look, it is what it is. But um, it did have a good exploration on the characters and character development, um, because people are not really all familiar with everybody except for Bucky in this whole movie. Unless you watch Black Widow, unless you watch Falcon and Winter Soldier, unless you watch these other properties, you're not really familiar with everybody except for Bucky. Um, so good movie, fun movie. I say it's a dope. Um, I'm not gonna give it an awesome. It has some awesome moments to it, but I'm gonna give it a dope, high dope probably. But good movie and we'll talk about it later.
All right, so Thunderbolts. Um, this is probably my top five of the year that I was like hyped for it, anticipated for it. Like I really was hoping for it. I did. I do like Bucky, obviously Florence Pugh. I'm gonna leave that alone. But but no, I like Bucky. I thought Taskmaster's character was cool, and Black Widow was one of the better parts of the movie. Black Widow, in my opinion. I love the Red Guardian. Like I think his character is fucking hilarious. So anyway, I thought the entire thing would be fucking dope. And I was going into it, fully amped, fully hyped, and there were a lot of parts that worked. I do think the team's chemistry is really good. I think the comedy parts that they had worked really well. I did enjoy the film overall. It didn't meet my expectations. It didn't go as high as I thought it would go. Um, I really enjoyed the movie. Me personally, I enjoyed the movie up until Century became Century, and then when they started changing things, and it was like to Otto's point, when the girl got blasted, I was the little girl. I was like, yes, like because he's supposed to be like their Superman, but fucking evil as fucking. And so I'm like, all right, like this person's dead, cool. Then they went to the Shadow Realm, and it became a mental health love thing, and I was like, this is not what I wanted. This is not what I like. I just want just fuck shit up, cause chaos and destruction, and give me a good fucking ending. Like I don't need the mental health love thing. You gave me to, like you said, you gave it to me in the Hulk and Captain America 4. I didn't need the entire thing. So that part ruined it for me because I just expected Sentry to fuck shit up. And I mean, the fight scene with Sentry and the Thunderbolts was great. That's how it should have been. But it should have been, at least in my opinion, I actually wouldn't have minded, which I'm probably get a lot of hate for this, but I wouldn't have minded if they ended it as a cliffhanger where the Thunderbolts can't fuck with him and they need some kind of help from some outside help because that's realistic. Versus what they did, and they basically calmed down and soothed the fucking all his power and made him like, all right, well now I'm just Bob hanging out on the couch and the Avengers fucking Avengers like you downplay the character a lot. And the way they went about it, like, how are you gonna like? Obviously, like, use him later. He's gonna break somewhere, and like maybe mentally he'll break and go back to that character. But you ruined his moment. Like he should have went all in, and like I said, had it either ended a cliffhanger or had some we didn't know cameo come through. Like, oh, this person's gonna help, but something to that aspect I think should have been done. So that kind of made it go down. Where to me, when I was watching it, I was like, oh, this is awesome. Actually, I'm really enjoying this. And then as that started happening, I started lowering, like almost like I was on grade pending. I was just like, now it's dope. and it's like so it kind of I wasn't a fan of some of the things they did, but with the comedy aspect, the action they had, I'm mad about them killing Taskmaster so fast because technically on a skill level, she's actually better than half of that team, if not all of that team almost. So to kill such a major character is crazy. But anyway, I was a little mad at that, but I did like some of the stuff for it, so I'm gonna go with a dope. I'm gonna keep it at a dope because I did enjoy it and I would watch it again. But I'm afraid a second watch might make me go to meh. But at the moment, I'm gonna go with dope while it's still fresh in my mind. I do want to watch it again in the movies. Try to get some more love for it.
So to me, yes, Otto calls it Suicide Squad 3. It has elements of Suicide Squad, has elements of Guardians of the Galaxy. But to me, overall, the movie was more so like Black Widow 2. More so continued Yelena's story with some friends. Because even when they went to the whole mental health thing, they only really gave us her fear or her trauma story. We didn't really get much from Ghost. They made a joke about Bucky's. Obviously, we know his past and what he would have saw in there. But it would have helped to see that a little bit more, especially with Ghost, because we really don't, we know her story from Ant-Man, but what nightmares does she have? What trauma is she dealing with? We know U.S. agent, his wife and kid left. But again, we wanted. Is he stressing about killing the flag smasher person? Does that haunt him? Like, I would have loved to know since they were going down that route. Will give us something for all of them so we can feel the team's trauma as a thing. And on that note, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So I see what you're doing there, Marvel. Yeah. All right. But all in all, I wasn't too upset with the ending because, truth be told, how else could they defeat Sentry or the Void at that matter? What I didn't like was he's just part of the team sitting there reading in the mansion. That part I didn't like. I get them calming him, keeping him at bay, but he's just chilling in here and can wild out at any given moment. That doesn't really make any sense to me. So all in all, I'm going to go with dope. I did enjoy the movie for the most part. A few chuckles and a few funny moments. Red Garden, couldn't forget him. I don't think he has trauma, but he's just the fun part of the movie. His jokes all felt, appropriate. Didn't feel out of place. Didn't feel forced. It felt right. It felt like he would do that. So he was definitely the comedic relief of the team, as well as being the heart connection again to Yelena, and it being mostly her story. So as this being Black Widow 2, Yelena story with friends, I think it was pretty good. I'm sticking with dope, and we'll converse further. So, Otto loves Rotten Tomatoes.
I love Florence Pugh.
Her
I
too.
don't give a fuck. Bro, this is the best background you've ever had. I've been staring at her the whole time, bro. Like, Jesus Christ.
I'm
No, I don't want to. Well, no, he's good too. He's good looking too, dude.
But Rotten Tomatoes right now, 88% critics, 95% fans, and 68 Metacritic score.
Now, Paul, for the casuals, because you like to play these numbers games. So, what does that mean? 90? Does that mean people are giving it nines?
You like to play the numbers game. I'm giving you the numbers.
But you like to pick and choose when you care about Rotten Tomatoes. So, what does that mean? Is it nines? Is that people giving it nine? What does that mean? People giving it
so basically, the 88% critic score means 88% of the critics that so far reviewed it have gave it a 6 or better.
Correct. Now, since you mentioned me, I'm going to answer that directly. That's exactly what I just fucking gave it. Because in the grade pending score, if you convert it, I gave it a high meh, which honestly is like a 7. To me, it's like a 7. And that's what it is. It's not a bad movie. Dope. It's not. No, a dope is an 8. I'm not going to give this what I gave Sinners. Sinners was a fucking dope. This is a high meh. Like, if it had more consequences, sure. It's not a dope. We can't just dope it out to everybody. Have some standards, bro. I heard these little kids laughing and like, what do we have some fucking standards? Nothing happened in this movie. And why the fuck would we ruin the ending of Fantastic Four in the post-credit scene of this film? Why the fuck would we do that? This is so stupid. None of you mentioned the post-credit scene. What are we doing?
We don't know who's
I
on
was waiting
that
for this for
ship.
the post-credit scene. I was waiting for the battle.
We don't know who's on the ship.
There's no battle. I'm surprised that this guy gave it a dope. I thought the Feige money would push it to a fucking A, but holy shit. If he gave it a D, that means it's really a fucking man. Because boys and girls, you've been watching the show long enough, you know this guy's a fucking shill. So if he's giving it a fucking dope, you know it's a fucking man. Holy shit. I really wanted this to be good, bro. It's just like
I thought it was dope. And I thought it was dope. I do think the best fight scene was when all of them was in
The
Justice
tower.
League scene?
and
The
they threw that
Justice League
knife
scene.
and it all kind of
When
camera
Superman
pan with
beat
the
up the
knife.
Justice League and Zack Snyder's Justice League, yeah, I remember that scene. It was good. Yeah.
No,
Been there, done that.
not that.
It was the exact same scene with Wonder Woman and Batman trying to hold him, trying to grab him, and he beat the fuck out of all of them when he was evil. It was the same exact scene, sir. Except, Superman was shirtless, so it was a little bit better.
Which scene are you talking about? Wait, I'm not talking
Oh,
about.
you don't remember in Justice League? When
No, I'm
Superman
talking
was
about what scene are you talking about in Thunderbolts?
I thought you were talking about Sentry when Sentry's fucking everybody up.
No.
In that case, I take it back. But they ripped
Thank
off
you.
Superman.
That's why I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? I'm talking about the scene when Yelena threw the knife, and then
Talking about, like,
each
in
one
the
of them
incinerator.
touched it. It went through Ghost.
You
She
talking about
caught
in
it,
the
threw it
incinerator.
at
The beginning
U.S.
of the
agent.
movie? The
He
beginning of the movie
ricocheted
you're
off the
talking about?
shield, and then it came back like that. That's
Yeah.
that scene. I thought that was
Yeah,
cool.
that's the incinerator. Yeah, that's the incinerator room.
That
Yeah,
scene.
you're talking about the beginning. I thought you were talking about the, where they
Yeah,
had the
no,
fight scene.
that was my point. I was gonna say that they blew their load early in the movie with the best fight scene
You
to
thought
me.
that was better than the Superman beating the fuck out of him scene?
Yes,
Crazy.
because to your point, I saw that
Okay.
before.
Okay.
That's why I was like, "Where are you going?
Okay.
You jumping ahead?" I was saying,
Well, to
I
be fair,
accept your
at least
apology.
at least in my opinion, minus the shirtless Cavill, I do like that scene better than the Superman scene. I thought Superman scene kind of like the more I watched, I was like, oh, that's kind of dumb. I like that scene with Sentry.
the best
The
part
more
of the
I watched
Superman
it, you know what
scene
you want
was
to
The
say?
knife broke, the whole thing. Like I was like, oh, that's pretty dope.
when Flash
That's
was
not-
running and he saw him. That's untouchable. That's
Still not
untouchable.
better than shirtless Cavill.
Paul, are you drunk?
Well, no, he was shirtless, but I'm just saying that.
Paul,
Yeah.
are you drunk? Is Paul fucking saying he liked the scene from DC? Holy shit, bro! You got
But
hacked.
That was the only good scene in the movie.
But no, but I hated the fact, like even the fact, like I said, the way Taskmaster got taken out, like Ghost of all people shot like literally one of the weaker characters of the thing.
She
Like,
wasn't paying attention.
Taskmaster is always paying attention. That's the point of the way she is programmed is that you're always paying attention.
But show of hands, we knew it was gonna happen. This picture behind
why
it
did
was
we
in
know it was
every
gonna
ad.
happen?
She's
Why
not
do we know
there.
it's gonna happen? Because we saw the Suicide Squad and we saw what happened.
No, because we saw the trailers. She's not
Well,
in
John,
nothing further on
I
in the
didn't watch
movie. We
the
knew
trailer.
that.
I didn't watch the trailer.
John, I was gonna say to counter the, I mean, like, yes, like that the Superman seeing Flash part is goated, but countering that was Sentry's no look catch, for Ghost, by the throat too, like because she was like warping, gotcha, like, and
It would have been good if he saw her in slow mo. It would have been.
Now, one thing, guys. Now, this is not so. This is a personal thing. You just give me one quick minute. It's not anybody's fault but my own. I avoided all the trailers, so I wasn't spoiled. Besides just knowing what a Suicide Squad movie was going to be, so I knew it was going to happen. There was an interview. Fucking Florence was promoting the movie with fucking David Harbour, who obviously very funny, Red Guardian. But obviously they were themselves. So somebody asked him like, blah, 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 what do you like about working with Flo? And he was like, oh, she's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. And like him as a man that wanted to fuck her came out during that interview. And I was like, fuck. So the whole time in the movie, he's like, I'm your dad. I'm going to give you a hug. I was like, this dude's trying to fuck. It's not anybody's fault but my own, but I couldn't stop seeing that.
So you said all the hugs was ad libs. He went off script for all those hugs.
That emotional scene at the end where they're connecting, and the whole time I'm like, why aren't they going to see if the Sentry stopped? Like, how do they know that Sentry stopped? Why don't they go back there? They're having this conversation in broad daylight. I was also like, why is he looking at her tits? Like, focus, bro, focus. Is that disconnected?
But not like I was saying before, back to the movie though, like so there's like Red Guardian worked his to your point, I think you were saying, Paul, like his comedy worked. It didn't seem like it was forced or anything like that. Like it did work, and the parts where it seemed like if he kept doing it would get annoying, they stopped. Like they knew when to stop and when to start with him, which was great. It worked out. I was surprised by how many people in the like I said, me and Otto saw it together. I was surprised how many people in the auditorium were like at certain parts like clapping and yelling. Like I didn't think there was enough in that movie for the yell clapping. I get when they're driving through the desert and Bucky shows up I get the real like, oh shit, yeah, like, he's gonna help out. I did like how they turned it, and then he was like, oh, I'm blowing up this limousine too. That I enjoyed. Like I said, I enjoyed the entire movie up until they get into the void. I didn't mind him dusting all these motherfuckers as long as they were really dead. But then, like once it started going extreme, I was like, nah, like this is gonna be, they're gonna bring, like I agreed with Otto, they're gonna bring him back because you've killed too many people, and Marvel's too nice of a franchise to play that fucking rough game. Where they should have killed him off.
Where the fuck was Kingpin and the task force? Where was the vigilante task force? Where the fuck is Spider-Man? Is he in Europe again?
The timeline hasn't lined up yet. We don't know what time it is. We don't know time yet. But I'm surprised Otto, speaking of that Bucky scene when he shows up, I'm surprised Otto didn't mention it yet. Terminator 2?
Oh, I mentioned it in the theater.
There was a lot, though. There was Terminator 2.
I said, oh, look, Terminator 2 shotgun. And then I said, oh, look, Mission Impossible 2 motorcycle stunt. And then I said, oh, look, John, Inception truck flip. Fucking Dark Knight truck flip. Boom. Like, it was beat by beat, stolen by stolen. Which, again, if you saw last week's Sinners, we don't mind when they steal. But, like, this was just fucking back.
Well, no, I think... I was starting to think because there's two in the beginning too that are cameos to other action movies. So not cameos, like I feel like it was homage to like other action movies when they added those things in. Like, but there's two more. I can't remember what they were, but there was two more during the beginning of the film that I was like, oh shit, that's from this movie. Like, I see what you're trying to do, like to play homage to that. That's pretty dope. I enjoyed that. I like that. Like I said, I love the film until Sentry didn't go haywire like he should have. At least realistically, it was more like, oh no, mental health. And it's like,
now, Paul, I remember in our group chat you were talking about how impressed you were when they shot Bob and like his abs were out. Tell me about the abs.
I did not say that. I did not say
that. That was me.
That was probably John. I didn't say that.
You know I'm the fruit of the group.
But I did want to talk about, so that was the ending of Phase 5. Otto's favorite phase of the MCU. Clearly the lowest rated phase of the franchise, however, still higher than the whole DCEU's ratings.
Neither here nor there. Neither here nor there.
Still beat the DCEU. But yes, phase 5.
We'll see come July, maybe, but carry on.
Yeah, no. Phase 5 began with Quantumania. Movie-wise, it included Guardians of the Galaxy 3, The Marvels, Deadpool, Wolverine, Captain America, Brave New World, Thunderbolts. Disney Plus series-wise, it included Secret Invasion, Loki Season 2, Echo, Agatha All Along, Daredevil Born Again, and allegedly coming next month, Ironheart. Still haven't really seen a trailer from that or heard much of it, but it's scheduled to drop June 24th.
Only 3 wins out of all those movies you named. Only 3 wins.
Yeah.
Deadpool,
Wolverine, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and Thunderbolts. I like Thunderbolts, so
yeah.
It was definitely a terrible phase.
That's crazy. I can't believe I may record this on my phone because Paul's going to delete his reaction. You should see his face right now when it's sinking in.
It also includes Loki Season 2. Season 2, Agatha All Along. Those are good too.
No, right?
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Loki,
shut up.
Loki, yes. Agatha.
Yes.
But I know we did reviews
higher rated than the DCU though.
I know
we did reviews before, so I don't remember what Otto scored it, but I know Otto sarcastically, the way he jokes around with his DC love, he said like the terrible 15 films. But you did like Guardian of the Galaxy 3, right? I don't remember the review you gave me, but
that's a DC film, John. James Gunn, the DC president, directed it. What are you talking about?
He tried to say it was a DC film, so yes, he did give it a high grade. It's not. It was Gunn's farewell to the MCU, but it was still in the MCU. So
sure, yeah.
Yes, it's an MCU Marvel film. So
for me, with the spoilers, I don't like finding that they scraped it together at the last moment kind of makes it feel like they knew they needed something extra to save the film. But I don't agree. Like they're giving away part of the first Fantastic Four. I'm hoping, at least for me, again, this is what happens when you have expectations and you have anticipation for certain things. I'm hoping they kill that whole fucking cast for Fantastic Four and they start from new. That's a different Earth. It's in the 60s. The timeline wouldn't make sense. So you got to bring them over. Plus, I hate that Ben Grimm. So,
cousin.
I want to kill that theme.
It's cousin.
Yeah, but it should be Ben Grimm. It shouldn't be cousin. It's John's point.
But it's cousin Grimm. What's wrong with that?
I mean, but I don't know.
You're watching your own product, bro? Why is the Great Pending song going?
Because I was trying to find real quick what you scored for Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
No, but I mean, but I don't know if that's going to be part of Fantastic Four. It could be a Doomsday. It could be part of Doomsday for all I know. You know,
Derek,
like
the
that.
movie ends because they lose and they escape to our planet to warn us that this
Right.
dimension. I hope I'm
Again,
wrong. I hope fucking I'm completely wrong in the first 5 minutes that spaceship thing, or it's not in the movie at all or some shit. But it's just so
Right.
and I was gonna joke. I was like, hey guys, you think they're gonna be so desperate that they're gonna advertise it as the new Avengers now? As a joke, I was gonna say that, but like 10 minutes ago, they just did it. They put up the billboard already spoiling. Oh, this is the new Avengers. Like, bro, this is sad. This is fucking sad.
Yeah. Phase 5.
Oh, I've never seen Paul like this. Now I feel bad. I don't want to be a
Phase
bully.
5. Phase 5. It's going to be great to move on to Phase 6, baby. Phase 6. Let's go.
What I would say though, not because I know Otto loves his DC. I do like those three films, Guardian of the Galaxy 3 and Deadpool vs. Wolverine and Thunderbolts more than any of the DCU projects.
Agreed.
Yeah, but John, but you have a substance abuse problem. So what do we?
That's true.
What are we
That is
talking?
accurate. Prostitutes and alcohol.
Knives behind them and shit. Like, hey, I like this. Okay, bro.
But even at its worst, it's still better than the DCEU. I'll take
Again,
it.
we're not talking about this, boys. We're here to bask in the glory of the death of the MCU, not in the fucking DCU. DCU was fucking 20 years ago. Bro.
Everybody has their down period, you know, but the bounce back, the comeback.
For you, bro.
Fantastic Four is going to start the new phase on the right foot.
That being
the best phase ever.
Girl, I am looking forward to dressing up as Reed Richards, as fucking Spanish Reed Richards.
Well, good, because you haven't dressed up in a while. The fans are actually looking. They look forward to you.
The movie not to suck. The movie needs to not suck. What I was gonna dress like fucking Red Guardian, the fucking rapist. He's trying to fuck his daughter. No, I'm not gonna do that.
I thought you were gonna dress up as Yelena.
Fantastic Four is the people behind WandaVision, which, if you know me, I love WandaVision. We've talked about it. I really hope they don't fuck it up.
Second best Disney Plus series on. Yeah.
No.
Loki's number 1.
Loki season 2 was good. Season 1 wasn't. Everybody
both combined. Loki's number 1. But so are we all looking forward to Fantastic Four first steps? What's that? July. But so what? Superman is what, the week before that?
The week after.
The week after. Okay, I knew they was like, okay, ooh.
Now, I'll be honest. Obviously, I'm very nervous about that. But then I've been looking at this box office. No one gives a fuck about Marvel anymore. So what am I worried about? What am I worried about?
I don't know. Word of mouth might be good for Thunderbolts. It might pick up now that the new title has been revealed. The new Avengers. The asterisk is gone. It might have a good second week. Who knows?
I mean. No.
You know when I knew it was bad?
Why? Because fucking Sinners is coming back on IMAX. So
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say once they announced, I knew it was doing bad when they announced they're putting Sinners back in IMAX. The week I was just about to. You read my mind. You literally. I was just about to say that. That's when I knew Thunderbolts wasn't making enough money because they were putting Sinners back. You're like, all right, well, people still want to see this. Throw it back on the big screen. Yeah. Again, we enjoyed. We three of us at least enjoyed it. Thought it was dope. I thought it wants to say it was dope. I think he feels it's dope.
It's not fucking bad. Like, you got
dope-ish. Dope with an asterisk. We'll give you dope with an asterisk. But
no, they could have done better. And the thing is that they have like I said, you know what works for the first 3 phases and a half. You know what works. Use what works.
So let me ask you: how would you think they would defeat Sentry?
Well, I told you, either cameo appearance by some other character to leave it at a cliffhanger, or just leave it at a cliffhanger.
But what cliff? Like they haven't done the cliffhanger thing.
Paul, I was looking at it because to your point, I was like, well, how would they have beat him? And then I pulled up some good old fashioned comic books. Thor comes in, beats the fuck out of him, and snaps his neck. That would have been great. They're not going to do it, but that would have been fucking. That happened in the comics. That would have been fucking nice.
That would have been random. That
would have been hella random.
That would have been mad random. Thor
that would have been random, but Thor's off world. He's still alive. He still counts. And then even if you did you can't use that Silver Surfer from that era that they're using it, but there's tons of characters they could use that would have worked on Sentry, and it just makes sense.
Or to John's point, let Sentry win. Let Sentry win. Like they were retreating. let Sentry win, and then do another little cliffhanger. If you're gonna like get us excited about what's next anyway, and we all know that Doomsday is gonna end in a cliffhanger too. Maybe that's why they didn't do it, because they're gonna lose.
That's what I was gonna
Doomsday.
say, right? You can't overuse the cliffhanger thing when you know you're gonna do that for the next big movie, because we're gonna lead up to Secret Wars.
Now, I'll say this. Now, I mean, of course, we know at this point, 27 years in, we need to not have expectations from comics and expect something different for cinema. But, you know, if they do borrow any aspect from comics, Sentry gets busy in Battleworld.
And Secret Wars.
So, yeah.
But now
that's why Thor couldn't snap his neck.
But they got him washing dishes in the clubhouse.
On the couch.
For now. But as soon as somebody calls him out his name, he's gonna wild out, and then.
Or if somebody takes out Yelena, he might go batshit. So
there you go.
Or they'll pull a Hulk because he's too scared to come out, and then he won't come out. I mean, we'll see.
Well, if Doom pieces him up real quick in the beginning of the movie, then yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's definitely not gonna come back. But I mean, again, we're still a year away from that. They just started filming Doomsday. We got. Fantastic Four coming up.
The theme song slaps, yeah.
You gotta sing the song. Oh, speaking of which, before we go, Otto, me and you was talking about it. We noticed it in the credits, and they showed the Fantastic Four theme song, and I was like, wait, I didn't hear the song. Oh, they ruined it because my idiot self is reading the credits, looking at the credits.
Sloppy. That is just sloppy. Like,
I've never seen them do that in a Stinger before.
Exactly. That's just fucking sloppy. Like, bro, how you not gonna fucking
Phase 5
respect your fucking shit, bro?
Phase 5, man. So Phase 5. So you know how when you have tests in school and they hit lowest score gets removed. This could be Phase 5. We'll just we'll skip over Phase 5. We'll act like we'll put it in.
And are they really not gonna address Kang ever again? Like, I know that.
Who?
You got
who's King?
Who?
Fair. Which is another reminder: watch Magazine Dreams, kids. Much better this thing.
But so me personally, like I said, I'm hoping that's not. I'm hoping there's some other Fantastic Four hidden in the background that we don't know about. I hope it's not this Fantastic Four.
His cousin is Pedro because he's got too many characters. It's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it. I think they're gonna do a good job with it. They kind of ruined, but we don't know how they're on the ship, who's on the ship, who else is with them on the ship.
Well,
we don't know.
From watching the trailers, like that ship in the end of Thunderbolts looks more futuristic and advanced than anything that was in the filming of the 60s version of it. So I'm hoping again.
It's the same ship they show in the
It was the same exact ship?
Yeah. The 60s stuff, John, it's like future 60s. So it's like 60s, but also future tech. So
it's like 2025.
Have a robot.
But if they made it from the like the Jetsons was. The Jetsons was like real buttons and knobs, but in the sky. Yeah. Star Trek.
I just hate that Ben Grimm, bro. Like, fuck.
But it's Jack Kirby's Ben Grimm. John, give him a chance, bro.
he makes pasta sauce.
He got the fit. You don't like his voice, but that.
Yeah, I hate his voice. I hate his fucking voice. Ben Grimm has if he had that voice as the astronaut, and then as Ben Grimm, and then as the Thing, his voice got deeper. I would have been even happier with that.
I'll give you that.
Plus, over the years, I became a Pedro hater because he's in everything.
But
even though he hasn't done a bad job, he hasn't done a bad job.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He's single-handedly
he's becoming the Spanish Samuel L.
Warner
Jackson
and Disney. He's bringing them together, man. Max and Disney Plus has a bundle.
He's becoming the Spanish Samuel Jackson. I just watched the movie I watched the movie like a month ago. I forgot what it was called. It was pretty dope actually, and he was in it. And I was like, what? I didn't even know he was in this fucking movie.
Listen, the Disney Plus Max bundle is the Pedro Pascal bundle. Okay, you can watch all his content for one price. It's genius. Me and Jared were talking about it earlier. From Wonder Woman 84, Mandalorian, The Last of Us, which we're about to watch.
Gladiator 2. Gladiator 2 is not on Disney Plus, but Gladiator 2, yeah, he's definitely overexposed at the moment.
He's back and forth. He's on Max. He's on Disney Plus. He's bringing peace to the world. Okay.
Speaking of Pedro, I'm missing Last of Us. So are we done here, boys?
Just wind it back. Okay. Just wind it back. I'm gonna do the same thing. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys. Give us your review at the bottom in the comment section as well. Otto, what's next? What's the next movie you're going to see?
John, what's the next movie we're going to go see? We were just talking
Final Destination.
Final Destination, Mission Impossible. Obviously, Ethan, MI8. The Weeknd has a movie. Paul, I know you love The Weeknd. That comes out next week.
Like his
Oh, wow,
music. I don't know about his movie. His acting is that
It is.
TV show he did was kind of weird.
But you watched it.
But it seems like for this movie, he's just playing himself, so that shouldn't be too bad.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Like he's playing himself. But I
Alright.
think I'm probably the most hyped for it.
But the show's about to end, so we'll talk later.
Anyway.
See you guys.